Hi, so my name is Ramiz. I am the CEO and co-founder of Hive Health. So Hive Health focuses on medical imaging technologies, creating a data exchange between providers. So imaging providers, hospitals, doctors, clinicians, patients, and so on. And we primarily operate in India, but we also have operations starting up in the UK and the Middle East. So at Hive Health, we are building a medical imaging platform. So for data exchange for imaging providers, hospitals, patients, doctors, and so on. And we've got direct sales people in 10 different states in India. So our sort of key market is India. We've got people who are selling to hospitals. So it's quite a complex, technically quite a complex product. And the sales teams are not all technical in terms of their background. So we need to train them. We need to train them in all the details, and despite all the training, they often will forget in front of the client, and they're like, I don't know how that works, or what's the answer to that question, because the client is a technical person. So they will often need support during a sales pitch sometimes, or post that, to answer questions which have been raised. So that's our key pain point, of being able to get answers to complex questions which exist in our FAQs and training material, but they don't always have it at hand. So something like this would really help. So these are direct sales, so there would be pitches and they'll go and meet people, doctors or radiologists in their offices, and the plan is to have this in our Slack. So Slack's the place where we all communicate, because Sidekick can integrate and they're all a part of that. If they ever have a question, they can quite quickly sort of ask Sidekick, get an answer immediately. So it could be pricing information, it could be technically how does MPR view work, because it's not working on my computer or whatever. They can kind of ask it and get an answer really quickly. And that key moment, you don't want the client to feel that the salesperson is not technically as savvy as they should be. So it gives them that ammunition to be able to answer difficult questions. So I think, that's the key way we're going to roll it out to everybody. Yeah, so we often get calls, so it could be engineering team, sometimes it's management, sometimes it's commercial, whoever they can get their hands on at the time, because we're not a very large organization yet, so if they've got a client who they can close, they'll just ring anyone they can get their hands on. So, there is certainly a time element in terms of saving. I can't put a number on it yet, but it's more important that sometimes we may not be available, and then we might lose the client. So it's more important in terms of the value of being able to close a deal, and we don't need to be blockers to that. So I think there's a whole range of sort of value add at that point. Time being one, but also just the ability to not lose all the effort that's gone into a deal just because you can't answer a question and the client feels you don't really know what you're doing, that kind of thing. So it does change often because we are always pushing new features, and even though we communicate, it's very difficult for them to kind of be trained on all the things all the time. So there will be sort of points where they don't know a new thing is there and how it works, and they could just ask that question.